Welcome to another edition of Tom's Takes. Today I'll be talking about LeBron James' decision to go to the Philadelphia 76ers. LeBron James, I took a look at their lineup, and sometimes it's hard to see if a team will be doing well with a bunch of new pieces. But the 76ers, they picked up Jaylen Brown, who is an absolute stud. He was probably in the top 5 to 10 candidates for MVP last year. He's a really good player. I really like him. He plays both ends of the floor. He plays defense, he plays offense. And if Jaylen Brown did not go to the 76ers, I do not believe LeBron James would have went there as well. LeBron James, he's looking, obviously he's looking for another championship. On top of Jaylen Brown, the Sixers, they have a pretty good lineup. I was very surprised last year that the 76ers got past Boston. I think Boston choked. I think Boston was playing better going into the into the playoffs, and I thought Boston had a better team, and I thought Boston would be the team to beat, but they lost to the 76ers. And right now, I kind of looked at their starting lineup. They would have LeBron, Joel Embiid, Jaylen Brown, VJ Edgecombe, and Tyrese Maxey. That is a pretty good lineup. In regards to talent, I would think talent-wise, they might be the best team in the East. But even with LeBron on the team, he's 41 years old, and he's not nearly the best player on the team. I still think Philadelphia 76ers, their only chance to win a championship next year relies mainly on Joel Embiid if he can stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, he's still very dominant. I feel bad for him because if he didn't have all the injuries, he would probably go down as he would be in the conversation as one of the top 5 centers in the NBA. But he's been battling knee injuries, and so he has not been healthy. But that starting lineup, I really think can have a chance if they stay healthy, and that's a big if. I don't even know if they can stay healthy. I would probably rest Joel Embiid as much as I can during the regular season, and then let him loose in the playoffs. But I've been seeing a lot of commentary about LeBron James. He's just chasing another title, and he always does this. He always goes to another team. And in the past, I think that was a valid knock on him. But at this stage of his career, I don't have a problem with it. He's 41. He might have 1 or 2, 3 seasons left. I saw him last year, and he looked amazing for being in his early 40s. I saw a couple of breakaway dunks, and he does not look 41 to me. So I'm very shocked at how durable he is. But that being said, when I was younger, I kind of bought into the hype, and I still do, that he always has to have the best. Always has to have a team that is capable of winning a championship. My memory of LeBron James, he's been playing for a long time. He's been playing for 23 years. I still remember watching him as a kid. He was like 18 years old, and he was as big as a brick house, and I saw how fast he was. I've never seen an athlete like that. It kind of reminds me of when the first time I saw Shaquille O'Neal. I remember I was in college, and I heard all the hype about Shaquille O'Neal, and then I saw an Orlando game against the Bulls, and I could not believe how big O'Neal was. Horace Grant, who I thought was big at that time, looked very small compared to O'Neal, and O'Neal, for as big as he was very, very athletic, and he was very skilled for a big man. It's to his discredit if you just say he was just a big guy. He was very skilled. But back to LeBron. He had a storied career. I'm still not a believer that in his prime he was the best player in NBA history. And he does have the record of the most points cumulative of any NBA player in NBA history. But that being said, he did play 23 years, so I don't want to take anything away from LeBron James. He's a great player, but do I? If I had to choose a team of players in their prime, I don't know if he would go in my top three. He would probably be in my top four. I think I would pick Kobe, Michael, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar over LeBron, but he would be in the top five. But once you get into that elite player, it's who's to say? I mean, I wrote a couple of his accomplishments down. The ones that really stuck out to me. I was really amazed back in 2007. The Cavs. He had the teams that he was on prior to going to Miami. The Cleveland Cavaliers team. It was very much a one-man show. I did not think he had the teammates to go far in the playoffs. But back in 2007, I had a friend who lived in Cleveland. Excuse me, and he thought that it was their year that LeBron was going to get past the Pistons. And I'm like, I don't know. The Pistons they're collectively a very, very good team, and I realized LeBron was a special player when he got past the Pistons. He beat them in the Eastern Conference Finals 4-2, which even to this day I think was one of his biggest accomplishments. He did make it to the finals, and he got swept by the Spurs, but there's no shame in that. The Spurs just had a much better team, and just some of his other accomplishments that I thought were noteworthy was when he went back to the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think one reason I kind of dog LeBron James is I'm a Bulls fan, and he was the biggest obstacle for the Derrick Rose Bulls to make it to the finals, and he had our number. It just what Michael Jordan did to the Cavs back in the 90s, it was just karma that the Cavs would be doing that in the 2000s. But they went to the finals from 2015 to 2018, so that's pretty good. And another series that I think defined LeBron James, and it was actually a series he lost, was when he made it to the finals the first time with the Cavaliers. He met a very formidable, one of the best teams of all time, the Golden State Warriors, and the big three at the time on the Cavs were Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, and Kevin Love. And Kevin Love got hurt prior to getting to the finals, and Kyrie Irving got hurt really early. I want to say game one, he hurt his knee. So he was without Kyrie Irving. And yet, the Cavs, they had no business being in that finals whatsoever. But there were times where I thought that maybe LeBron would pull it out. He was so dominant, but at the same time, the Golden State was healthy, and they wound up winning 4-2. But there was a period where I thought LeBron James would single-handedly beat the Golden State Warriors, and if he did that, I might have to give the nod to him that he is maybe the best player of all time. That was something that I couldn't imagine too many players do, but he did fall short. But at the same time, he had a great series, and he made people a believer. So there's no shame in losing to the Golden State Warriors when you're missing 2 out of 3 of your superstars. And then but right now he's getting towards the end of his career. Whatever knock you have on LeBron James will still be there. Well, he's been chasing titles. He switched teams. He went to the Cavs, then he went to the Heat. He went to the Lakers. Then he went to Philadelphia. So if you have that mindset, then going to Philadelphia, I don't think it's gonna make it any worse. And he's going to Philadelphia knowing that he's not going to be the best player on the team. He's probably going to be the fourth best player on that team. That, looking at their starting lineup, so he's. I understand that he's getting towards the tail end. He's just trying to capture another moment, and I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. He had a storied career, and he's at least in the conversation of being one of the greatest of all time. I personally would not put him number one, but he's in the conversation of top five easy. I would definitely say he would be top five, and I normally do not root for LeBron James. I think I don't root for LeBron James because they compare LeBron to Michael, and I love Michael, and I think Michael's the greatest. But sometimes I think that, but I think a lot of that might be biases on my end, being a Bulls fan, and the fact that LeBron beat the Bulls a couple times in the playoffs. So I think I've always rooted against LeBron, but this time around, I'm rooting for LeBron. His career is coming to an end, and whatever happens, he will go down as one of the greatest of all time. And I think I might actually miss him once he does retire. I don't know if that's this year, next year, or in 10 years, but it's going to come when it comes. So other than that, please like, comment, share Tom's takes. I'm trying to grow this channel, so whatever word of mouth you guys can do would really help me out. Thank you.